welcome along and welcome back to Haut Beyleron, where today we've not got a huge amount to do on our farm. In fact, the only thing I really have to do around here this morning is to try and load these up. I don't think we're not very flat with our pallet forks here. Let's get under that. There we go. So I want to get the tomatoes loaded up. They're the only thing our farm is really producing at the moment. And next time we run down to the bakery, next game day, we want to go and drop tomatoes off first, I think. So we're just going to load these up here. Might come into the side. Where we've got that is actually fairly difficult to load up from the side. So yeah, we're just gonna get under those, and that puts 1,000 liters of tomatoes straight into our trailer, ready to load up and take down to sell next time. So we're trying to sell them every other day, but that clears those out. I then want to drop our I want to drop the front loader pallet forks off here and put on our bit here and get this loaded up, because we have a couple of contracts that we can take on today. We've got the equipment to do them in the form of our fertilizer spreader, and I think we've even got a bit of fertilizer left in here. Let's just have a look. Yeah, we've got 1,300 liters of fertilizer left. So we go and have a look in our contract screen here. There's two nice, easy fertilizer contracts we can do. Field 43 is going to cost a bit of material to do. I think we might have to grab some extra fertilizer, because 2,700, I think, is more than the 1,300 liters we have. And then there's 699 pounds worth of material we need to get here as well. So let's accept both of these fertilizing contracts. And then there is a weeding contract with a very large weeder on it that I think we might try and pick up later. If we don't have a weeder. I don't think we kept a weeder around here, did we? No, we got the mulcher, not the weeder. So that contract actually isn't very worth it. It's the entire profit for it is not going to be much at all. So yeah, if we had a weeder, if there was one available in the shop used, I think we might go for that. But as it is, yeah, it's not very good. Right, field 23 is very close to us. Now, is that the larger of the two contracts? Field 23, no, it's the smaller one. So we can get that done, complete that, and then I think we'll go down the shop. We'll see how much fertilizer we've got left, and we can then head up to field 43 and do that with the money that we earn from this one. And field 23 is just up the top here, struggling a little bit with this on the back. Because we've got GPS on this tractor, this is why I wanted to use this one. Plus, we've got the front loader tool on it, so if we need to fill up with some fertilizer, we can. Right, and like our field down the bottom, this one is sunflowers as well. It'd be really nice if we could afford to buy this field. That would be huge. Right, what I want to do is set my first waypoint, get us on a 0 on as far as our direction goes. Set my first waypoint, drive a little bit into here, set my second waypoint, and then set up our width. And then with the lines on, we can adjust things to match where we want to be. So pull that across to the edge there. Yeah, and in actual fact, we're not too far into the field, but we want to move back over a little bit. There we go. And I don't think this is going to take us very long. This started off, and away we go. And that should work out really nicely. Yep, there we go. So nice, quick bit of money coming in from this contract. Now, this is allowing me to judge roughly how much fertilizer it's going to take us to do both of these contracts. We started off with 1,300 litres. I think we're going to still have a decent amount left. We are already halfway through this contract. And, yeah, it's we've used less than 300 litres. We're going to use about twice as much. No, it was £700 worth, it reckoned. And we are... and it's 2,100, I think, was for the second one. So it's looking like using 3 times as much. So as long as we're left with about 1,000 litres of fertilizer on here, I think we won't have to actually buy any more, which would be exceptionally good. You know, to be able to come along with this and just use up our excess fertilizer from doing our own crops this year and make a whole whack of money from that would be a brilliant turnaround. And in fact, we are over 80% of the way through this contract and still well over 1,000 litres left. And on the last row with, 1,070 litres left, contract is complete. And we have, we made a whole load of money off that. I think we've got enough to actually go and do the other contract. So I'm not going to worry about redeeming this or getting this done before we go and do the second contract. We'll just pop up to field 43 and get that done and out the way, and that'll be perfect. We might even, if we have time today, go and sell the tomatoes and the bread and then skip forward to June, where there might be a harvest or two come up, or certainly there should be more to do around. But yeah, it's a quiet time of the year. We can knock out a few contracts. The other alternative is there's a couple of gas contracts sitting there which are pretty lucrative. Might take a little longer, so we could pick those up as well. But now, though, we are coming down to field 43 here, just beside the shop. And I want to maneuver myself. Right, if I bring the lines on, yeah, they're going the other way. Now, there is a way to make them turn 90 degrees. Let's see if we can do this on here. Not that. Yeah, there is a way to rotate it 90 degrees. Snap train angle, width, offset. Nope, I can't see it in here. There's nothing obvious that allows me here. Let's have a look here. No, nothing there either. So what we'll do is reset it. I want to reset it to go 90 degrees now, so a little bit further round. I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know how to rotate that, what the command is. But we are going to just drive along here first. Set point B. Oh, I am so close. But it's not, it's there. Right, so back up a little bit. Get it in the right spot. And then, yeah, we can just crack on with this field. There is no fertilizer in this at the moment, so this might count against us as this is precision farming. Or it might, yeah, might just add a single layer to it. So, away we go. Coming up to, in fact, we have reached halfway through this contract, and we still have over 600 litres left. So it looks like we're going to have about 200 litres of fertilizer spare at the end of this job, which is absolutely brilliant. I was worried we were going to run out. I was worried we were going to have to run to the shop, which admittedly is only next door. But I thought we may have an issue. As it is, we are doing okay. Let's bring this round. No. Got to turn it further so it actually gets on the line. There we go. In. And yeah, it is doing well. We are looking at only using fertilizer we already had. With equipment we already had. Which is just going to maximize our profits from this. Which is brilliant. I think, in fact, if we can get a whole load of stuff and a whole load of profits from this over this summer, we may be able to get a nice small cow pen, something that we can, you know, just keep a few cows to give us a little bit of milk, and go from there in order to try and try and get the cake baking stuff going. As I said last time, the only thing that I really think that I would be interested in buying or would want to buy is the sugar. I think getting sugar on here is going to be a very long old slog, especially as there is no sugar beet factory for us to do that through. And yeah, that's the only thing I think on here that we would be hard pressed to sort ourselves. Whereas I think milk and butter are things that we can get ourselves a nice little dairy set up. Get ourselves a nice little, dairy farm set up. A nice little dairy to convert the milk into butter. And then we should have everything we need bar the sugar for baking a cake. I think 200 litres might have been a tad optimistic. But we are coming up to the end of this contract. And yeah, we've still got 150 litres left. We are going to have to go and do some of the final row. I was hoping not to, but yeah, it is needed. Now, somebody was saying in the Stone Valley video from yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Stone Valley, that I was hoping, me hoping not to do headlands on a contract wasn't very realistic. My whole thing about contracts is we do as much of the contract as the owner is interested in us doing. So that's 100% without the whole field done. I consider that realistic. If the owner only requires 90% of the field to be sprayed with fertilizer, that's all that's required. So if the owner doesn't require me to do the headlands and will complete on that, I'm quite happy to go with that as well. So yeah, to me that's realistic. I'm doing what I'm contracted to do. As always, realism within the confines of the game. There's no point in wasting the extra fertilizer or anything like that if that is all that is required of a contract. And speaking of which, we're at the shop and we have 2 completed contracts, so we are going to make a decent amount of money off both these. Yeah, it hasn't cost us anything to do these, so the lower numbers there are actually incorrect because it just hasn't. So nearly £10,000 off those 2. So let's collect and collect. And that is, just shy of £10,000 off those 2 contracts. I was hoping it was going to give me both of those at the same time. So we've got a choice here. We can either go and do... Oh, hello. 2 more fertilizing contracts have come up. One of them is worth £12,000. And knowing what we know about how much it's just cost us, I actually think... yeah, they're going to be worth... they're probably going to be more worth it than considering the time it's going to take. So I'm going to take these 2. Let's accept both of these as well. So yeah, lots of quick money from fertilizing today. What I want is probably a couple of bags of fertilizer here. So big bags. We have... fertilizer. Yeah, it is going to take a couple of big bags of fertilizer, which is going to cost us nearly 4,000, but we're going to make way more than that in the first place. So let's buy that. Yes. Okay. So we have gone from it costing us nothing to do these today to it costing us 3,640. Both those contracts, though. Well, one of those contracts will cover it. And this should be enough to cover both contracts. So we'll spin around here. Grab one of these. I'd have considered grabbing a dual pickup for the bags. I think that would work quite well for us as well. I've considered doing it on a few maps, actually. Right, so that's dropped that one in there and emptied that bag. Let's reverse up and grab the second one. So down, in, connect, up and forwards. Nice fluid motion there, and empty the second one into our spreader. And that is the second one in. Perfect. Let's hook this up. Where are our two fields? 24, which I think is back up where we came. Let's have a look. So yeah, 24 right next to one of the fields we've just done. And then 5 right over the other side of the map. So again, what I think I'm going to do is go and do the smaller field first. Get that out of the way and cleared. And then we will head up and go and do the larger one after that. I think contracts are one of my favorite aspects of Farming Simulator 22. It's a really great way to spend any downtime you've got to make a little bit of extra cash for your farm. And for me, just works so well doing that. Right, we want to reset that. And yeah, just is a brilliant way of doing things. Right, I want to... No, that is horribly off. Like this. This is why you need to line your tractor up first when creating a track with GPS. Almost a little further. There. A little bit over. Because if you don't line it up, you end up going off at odd angles. So we want to back this up now. This field, again, will be a nice, easy one to turn around on. And away we go. And yeah, we should complete this in no time. There is not much to this field, thankfully. And yeah, we'll have plenty of fertilizer to get this done. It didn't take very long to get 50% through this field. And in fact, we are already 60% through. It is... such a nice, long, easy field, this actually. And by the time you've done one row, you're already about 20-25% of the way through. 2 rows, and yeah, you get to that 50% point, and then after that, you're just sailing. It's 4 rows in. We've almost completely covered the field. By the end of this row, it will be finished because there won't be any field left to do. And yeah, this is a really nice, quick, nearly £2,000 that we've earned off this field. Just running down here and using a couple of 100 litres of solid fertilizer to do it. 95. Oh, is it going to hit it? It's not. Oh, 98%. Now, this is the annoying thing sometimes. You do get a contract like this where you need to go a little bit up the edge here just to get it to finish off. Won't have to go very far, but it's quite a thin bit. So it's fairly heavy on the fertilizer usage as a result. Oh, and I suppose I could have, thinking about it. No, in fact, you can't alter the width on this spreader. So, yeah, wouldn't have been able to make any difference to that. Still, field 24 is finished, and we are going to head over to field 5. Now, this is by far the biggest field we've done today, but it's also going to bring us in the most amount of money. I don't think these two fields could have been further apart, to be honest. There is, well, basically, field 24 is right up the other side of the map, whereas field 5 here is right on the western side. So yeah, we've gone right from east over to west, from a fairly small field to a pretty big one, and again we're changing our angle here. Now, what is the best angle to do this field at? I think it's actually gonna be a little bit more tricky to do. So when I come across a field like this, where I've got an angle that I'm less sure of, and I'm looking to set up GPS, what I will do is I'll actually set up the GPS, lining my tractor up on the side of the field here, and trying to drive along the side of the field for a little way. So we're going to line this up down the side there like that. We will set our first waypoint. I'm going to turn my lines on, and then hopefully driving down here we'll be able to get a good feel for it. And then if we move the line over, we can see how well it aligns to the side of the field. Absolutely brilliant. That is spot on. So we want to go with that. We'll head back to the edge of the field over here, and then I'll shift the line over, and what we can do is get ourselves onto that and start doing the field. And yeah, this will just make everything easier. It's on the right line. We're doing the longest edge, which is what we want to be doing. We're going slightly backwards there, which is not what I want to be doing. But yeah, turn that on, lines off, spreader on, and away we go. We're coming up to the halfway point on this contract now, and I was a little bit worried earlier at how fast the fertilizer was going down. I thought we were maybe going to be a little bit short. We started with just under 2,000 litres. We are just over 1,000 litres. So we seem to be on track to not only complete this contract with the fertilizer we have, but to have a healthy amount left over. We had about 100 litres in here before we started, so maybe between these two contracts we use roughly the amount that we purchased to do them. So if that's the case, the first contract is going to go a long way to paying for a large whack of the fertilizer that we've used across these two, which is great. You know, that is very cost effective, very useful, and allows us to turn our money into more money, basically. Not as much as if we'd used fertilizer we already had, like we did across the first two contracts here, but certainly enough to have made this worthwhile and a very good use of our time. Approaching the end of the contract, we are 97% of the way through it. And yeah, we shouldn't have to do this whole row here, I think, before this completes. So let's see how it goes. 98%. Come on, where's 99? There we go, 99%. Is going to be a majority of this row we have to do. 375 litres of solid fertilizer left. And in fact, there we go. Contract is complete. Perfect. So let's have a look where we are. We want to collect on both of these two completed contracts. So field 5, collect, and field 24, collect. And we've got these two grass ones and this weeding one. The weeding one is only 1,452 that we'd get for it. And it's 762 is the value. Let's have a look. Oh, it's the cost of renting, sorry. So it's not going to be worth very much. What field was that on? That was on field 31. So where is field 31? Going to be down here somewhere. There it is, right down at the bottom there. So I don't think it's going to take us very long. That should take us about 15 minutes. Although it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I think we're better off heading back to the farm actually, and getting ready for whatever we're going to do next time. Thinking about it on the way back, yeah, going and doing another contract is not going to be in our best interests. I think we are much better off getting this back to our yard and probably going and selling the tomatoes and the bread. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back into here. I'm just going to park this up. In fact, yeah, let's drop the fertilizer spreader off the back, We do have less fertilizer than we started with today and a lot more money. I mean, we're up to 23,000, so that's quite good. And let's see if we can get this up to 25. We've got 1,000 litres of tomatoes. I don't know how much bread we've got, but this rain is fairly unrelenting and we kind of want to go and get that picked up and out of it anyway. So let's back this into here. Then we're going to have to put the trailer section or the truck bed under there in front of the mulcher. Let's just back this up. I do like that. Can I? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, I can sort of. Yeah, I can lean out the window and see where I'm going backwards. That's quite cool. Yeah, I do like that. That's part of the realistic cab mod. Right, we don't need to go that far back, actually. Because, A, I need to be able to get out of my truck. And B, we're only dropping that off under here. And we do have quite a large overhang past the posts. Right. Up here. Yeah, no new tomatoes. I did think about just putting this outside the greenhouse. So sticking it in the loading area. And maybe we can load tomatoes straight into it, which would be quite good. That needs to go further back. There we go. Right. Now we can get that onto there. Close it up. Like so. We've got a fair amount of tomatoes in there. Let's head up to the farm shop, because that is the only place we can sell these and get them dropped off. This TLX is a very nice way to transport stuff. It is. It has been so useful on here. Let's open that up. Unload the tomatoes. Oh, we're just outside. Right, we'll back up into the loading area. There we go. 896 in sold products, plus 53 environmental score. We are up to 24,728. Let's go and see if we can see how much bread we've got, and if we can make a little bit off that as well. Right, bring it into here and up. Yeah, I overshot ever so slightly. But, oh wow, we got 2 pallets of bread. Perfect. So let's back these up, get them loaded up. Like that. As we do. And pop out and just a little bit of realism in there. Just pretend we're chucking them in. Oh, we need to be a little bit further back for that one though. There we go. Right, we can get these ones loaded in. And boxed up. There we are. Right, and similarly, I think the only place that we can sell bread is also down at, at the farm shop. That is a good 2,000 litres, and it's over £2,500 per 1,000 litres. So this isn't just going to throw us over 25,000 litres, this is going to throw us up to about 30. And that is about perfect. I'm just so happy to hit 30,000 today. It'll go down a little bit overnight because we will have a loan to pay. But I think that is going to be a nice little bit of money in the pocket. 30,595. That is perfect. I'm very, very happy about that. We might skip the second day of May and head straight into June and see if we have anything harvest-wise to do, because that would be good. If we can get some wheat or barley into our windmill, we can top up the flour at our bakery and just keep making money off that with the bread. So that would be perfect. However, I am going to leave this here for today, so all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.